And then when we are talking about these things in terms of the lysosomes, so these do known as what? So your lysosomes is often known as the suicidal bag, as well as your lysosomes are often bearing what? So these bearing the pleuromorphic nature. Thus these are often known as the pleuromorphic lysosomes. Understood? Often we have dealt the bit introduction. Tell me, means what are actually the lysosomes? So your lysosomes, these do bear the variance in terms of the shape and size, as well as when we are talking about the particular nature. So your lysosomes is having the pleuromorphic nature. So these are known as what? So these are popularly called as the pleuromorphic lysosomes. Often we have dealt the bit introduction about these what? About these particularly lysosomes, that these are often known as the suicidal bag. Often your lysosomes are popularly known as the acidic hydrolase. Why? Because these literally break down in terms of the presence of acid. How? So let's elaborate the particular concept. So hydro plus lytic plus enzyme. So hydro means literally the water, and lytic means something will be breaking down in the presence of water, as well as what? As well as the enzymes. So those biocatalysts which increase the decrease of the rate of reaction, particularly being altered. So these are known as what? So these are called as the hydrolytic enzymes. Often we have dealt about the bit introduction about the next feature of the component. So we are having what? So literally we are having the Golgi complex as well as the Golgi apparatus. Remember what are actually Golgi apparatus as well as the Golgi complex? So the particular term of the Golgi complex, which is actually the cell organelles, was given by the Camillo Golgi, who is actually the biologist. Often your part of the what? In terms of the Golgi complex or either the Golgi apparatus is being divided in terms of the four broad category. So these are nothing else but the cisteria, then the tubules, then the vesicles. Often we are having the another component. Just here we have understood the term. So we are having the centrioles. So what are actually the centrioles? So the centrioles are the darker shaped structure, of course. So the centrioles are darker shaped structure playing important role as well as result in the formation of what? So the centrioles are the darker shaped structure which is formed as well as playing important role to form the centrioles. Often your centrioles playing important role as well as these are being surrounded by the cytoplasm by the help of the particular spherical structure. So these are known as nothing else but the here meant of the centriosome sphere. Often we are having the many kind of the another literally micro components or either the part of centrioles. So these are known as what? So these are called as the pericentrioles. So your here meant of the centrioles are not very specialized structure, but you could just remember that these are bearing the cylindrical or rather the tubular shaped structure, as well as these are being covered as well as being surrounded by the help of the micro tiny cylindrical shaped structures. So these are called as what? So these are called as the pericentrioles. Often here in terms of the centrioles are literally being present in terms of most of the eukaryotes. Means what? Means in terms of the eukaryotic cell or either in terms of the animal cell, but this will be not present in terms of the red blood cell, often in terms of the plant cell. So understood? So these are some of the components which we have dealt here in terms of the stunted manner. Understood? So let's conclude the particular class. So when we are talking about the case of the human reproduction, we have understood about the case of the sperm. So what are actually the sperm? A typical human sperm will be consisting of the four of the important parts. So these are what? So these are the head, then the neck, then the middle piece, often the tail. So in the case of the head, we have understood the certain parts such as the head is being covered by what? So head is being covered by the here meant of the acrosome cap, which is being formed by the modification of Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus. Remember why it was necessary to understand about Golgi complex and Golgi apparatus. In the second, we have dealt the particular features that these in terms of the head portion, in terms of the acrosome as well as the literally the head, these contain the nucleus. So these contain the haploid number of the chromosomes in terms of 23 in human. Understood? So chromosomes are nothing but the thread-like structure on which the genes are present. So genes are often being divided in terms of the alleles and allelomorphs. We'll be understanding about these things in detail in terms of the later or now also. So what are actually the alleles and allelomorphs? So the alleles and the allelomorphs are the different form of gene which is being located in terms of the what? In terms of the same locus of chromosome. Often when we are talking about the case of the head portion, which is particularly the typical part of the human male sperm, so these are containing the acrosome. So these are having the larger lysosome. Understood why it was necessary to understand about the lysosome? Often these are having as well as containing the hydrolytic enzymes. Talking about the case of the acrosome, so these play important role in terms of the penetration of the sperm cell. Often these do play an important role to surround the ovum or either the egg cells during the time of fertilization. Then we have did the bit introduction, means what are actually the neck. Remember, so neck is nothing particularly but the bit or either the between portion with reference to the head part, then the end part with reference to the tail in term of what? In term of the typical human sperm. Then when we are talking about the position of the sperm in term of the case of the neck, so these are what? So these are proximal centriole towards the head portion. Understood? As well as distal centrioles towards the neck, particularly the tail portion, of course. Then we have did the bit introduction about the role of the centrioles. So these centrioles literally what? So these centrioles nothing else but, tell me, these centrioles literally what? So these literally elongates during the development of the sperm. Often we have did the bit introduction what? In terms of the centrioles, that these centrioles literally runs throughout the rest of the body parts, resulting in the formation of the axial flagellum tail or either the flagella. Understood? Axial filament tail or either the flagella. Then we have did the bit introduction about the middle piece portion also, that these literally contain the mitochondria. Means what? Mean in terms of the spiral MTC, often known as what? Often known as the Nevenker. Then we have did the bit introduction in the case of the, tell me, in terms of nothing else but in the case of the middle piece, such as here the MTC means the mitochondria playing important role in terms of the sperm development. So I thought you have got the concept, means what are actually the different components or rather the parts of the human male sperm, which is belonging from the chapter of the human reproduction. So if you like the work with reference to the education as well as the lectures as well as the videos, so you could of course like as well as subscribe, then comment below in the text. Thus all be knowing that what concept actually you are hungry for or what haven't you understood or either got. So very thank you with reference to the Rahul Anand biology tutorial. So you could often write this.